Well, AC 100 is right around the corner. It is my first 100-mile ultra marathon, and Scott's had some multiple attempts in the past. But I'm sure we both have a little bit of fear leading into such a long distance. So, what are you kind of concerned about going into this one?
A few things, right? Is I've had some bad luck. Talked about that on some of our other updates, and so it's just wanted to get to the finish line. But the big thing is anybody who watched our June update knows that I kind of jacked up my knee. It seems to be okay, but I'm getting a lot of soreness and tightness in my hamstring. So it's definitely getting better, but really worried about what happens if that flares up at, mile 50 or 60. Definitely concerned about that. And then the other thing is it I've done multiple of these, and as you get closer, it doesn't matter how well you've trained or how many of these you've done, you start questioning everything. So this will be the hardest single day race I've ever done. So I have all the doubts kind of creeping in of like, have I done enough? Have I done enough vert? Have I done enough of this and that? But really, I mean, really the biggest thing is just whole knee and hamstring thing. So that's what's really sitting in the back of my mind. But what do you worry about?
Well, I mean, first one being, it's my first 100-mile longest distance ever. I have some confidence from having done Gorge Waterfalls 100K, which had a lot of vert in it, over 10,000 feet. But the weather there was consistently cool, misty, rainy, and as someone who doesn't do well with the heat is a big one. Even reading people talking about the route right now and like the 12-mile stretches, the 10-mile stretches. So with the heat goes along, drinking water. So I'm contemplating how much water I'm going to have on me and making sure I'm hydrated. But it also leads into like other concern, which is getting sick, and that seems to come around when I drink too much water. So now it's this balance of how do I stay hydrated out there, and how do I not over drink water and just start, losing my lunch out there, and as a result, struggling with calories and nutrition. So those are the two major factors I'd say is getting that done. I also have still a little bit of a worry about the crew and getting that whole skeleton crew cobbled together, and
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing for me too, right? Is I mean we're starting together, but I'm going solo, so I have no crew, can't have pacers. The goal is that we're going to run as much as possible together, but I literally have no crew or pacers. So if anything kind of gets messed up, I'm on my own. I have done multiple ultras solo before, but
like you said,
as you
though, you
mentioned
said
these,
this
yeah,
is the biggest one ever.
yeah, and as you mentioned, there are like 12 miles and a 10 mile stretch with no aid, so a little worried about that, but it is what it is. But is there anything you're feeling great about?
I'm feeling great that we're going to be out there and just going for it. I've had some doubts with some of the recent runs that didn't go that well, but I was out running with Katie, your wife, and my sister the other day, and just kind of talking it out, and it's going to be fun. And I know it's fun in the proverbial sense of fun, that it's going to be a struggle, but it's definitely going to teach me something new about myself. I'm going to know that I can go further than 62 miles. If you told me at Gorge you have to go to 100, I would have told you no way that was even possible. So I'm just going with the mindset that 100 is the goal, and anything prior to that is just not enough. So I'm excited to just get out there and be a part of this race. The history there, very vibrant, and just looking forward to running it and hopefully getting a buckle. Yourself,
Yeah,
you've had some struggles in the past recently with some hundreds.
yeah.
What are you looking for? What's the redemption?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me is I think this is the first time that I really haven't been trying to push any sort of time goal. So it's just getting across the finish line. So I think just kind of not having that weight on my shoulder of like I'm trying to break 24 or whatever. Like I've got 33 hours. If I need to walk, I'll walk. If I need to take a break, if I need to sit at an aid station and hydrate for a while. I mean, obviously that's not optimal to not be moving, but I'm not really going to worry about it as long as I'm obviously ahead of any sort of cutoffs. And then, it's going to be, this is the first time that I've done one of these where I'm actually on the starting line with somebody that's doing the same race. That's as a friend, family. It's always been me with my crew. So definitely looking forward to kind of getting the start line and kicking it off.
Well, I mean, that's another thing that comes to mind while we're just chatting that out here is that getting through the aid stations. At Gorge, you were there crewing Katie and I, and you were no nonsense helping me get through. At Black Canyon, when I was there before I stepped into pace, I have a known issue of reaching an aid station and wanting to make base camp basically and spend too much time there. And that's something I can't do on these long grinding courses. I got to make sure I keep moving through. So I'm excited to have him there with me to just kind of keep pushing me along and make sure I don't hold down the fort at these aid stations and start basically working it at that point. Like, oh, I'm just gonna hang out for a little while, and yeah, I think that our powers combined, hopefully, can help me get it over the line, and I can help you at any lows as well.
Yeah, so looking forward to August 3rd. We're gonna go knock out 100 miles, and we're getting buckles.
We're getting buckles. We're doing it.
Cheers.
Cheers.